Speaking of Disney, I guess we can talk about what they did yesterday, which they actually put out something that people liked, Jeremy.
They actually
Um,
did something pretty good for once. And all it does is remind everyone about how bad things have gotten for them.
Disney celebrated their 100th anniversary. And as part of that, they did this entire thing once upon a studio. Over 500 different characters that we've seen in different forms of Disney animation. A bunch of the original actors coming back to voice these characters, even if it's just for one line or something like that. And they put together this really heartwarming little short, like 5-10 minutes, about them all getting together to take a picture for 100 years to honor Walt and all this stuff. And to me, all it was a reminder of how easy it is to make fans happy and how far this company's fallen. I
Mhm.
don't know if you got to watch this entire thing or not,
I didn't
Jeremy.
watch
It's
the
only
entire.
like,
I've
yeah.
seen several clips of it, and some of the clips for sure. Like there was this one clip of Mickey Mouse, like with Walt, and
Mhm.
just little stuff like that. That definitely it really did kind of hit the points that they wanted to make. And again, man, Disney's got some of the most iconic stuff of all time, and they've moved so far away from that. So seeing this stuff respected and realized from the past is just a reminder, and it's an obvious reminder of how bad things are right now, and they have been. And you kind of accidentally just proved all of the criticism right with this.
Yeah, to have this like nice little sweet, tender thing that you put out, clearly showing that you have respect for all these things that came before, it really makes people question why, I don't know, you've got the director of Snow White's son saying that his dad and Walt Disney would be fucking rolling over in their graves if they knew what you were doing. When you see
Mhm.
all these different stories about Disney failing in basically every aspect of their business, from theme parks to streaming to theatrical releases, everything's bad for them right now. You got hit pieces from the media about Bob Iger and what he's done to this company, and other people coming out say he's exhausted and overwhelmed trying to save this company from itself. It really all comes back to the fact that in just a few years, you've turned a company whose reputation was about family-friendly storytelling, about honoring these things that came in the past that people could hand down from this generation to the next generation to the next generation. You've turned that into a name that's synonymous with like grooming kids, a name that's synonymous with an inherently political company, that if you have one political idea that doesn't align with theirs, they fucking don't want you there and they hate you. All that
Yep.
damage has just been done in the last couple years, and it was by prioritizing identity politics and pushing an agenda instead of actually entertaining people. So to me, that's what this did. It's like, look how easy it is to do something that just shows you respect what came before instead of what you have been doing for the past several years.
One thing we know about these companies, and this is something that I've, kind of pointed out for years. People are like, "Why do you guys criticize so much with it?" And it's like, dude, they release information to get feedback from people all the fucking time. That is a marketing ploy. They release information, they release news, stuff gets reported by certain sites as rumors, so they can get feedback from people to see how people respond. And I do wonder if something like this was put together to, because we know Disney is fucked right now. Like they're in really bad shape. They've been in bad shape. We've heard all of these different reports of different things behind the scenes going on. You've seen that the theme park attendance has suffered. You've seen creative decisions behind the scenes suffered. Box office has suffered. Pixar movies are underperforming. MCU movies are underperforming. Everything is in a bad way. Did they put something like this together to see if there was going to be a genuinely good response? I don't know if they thought that far ahead, but it will be interesting to see if they, regardless of the reasoning that put this together, are they going to take the feedback into consideration for the right reasons? Time will tell.
It was obviously it wasn't just something that was done on a whim. It was a big
Oh yeah,
project
this
to
is a
get
big project.
like specifically all the actors involved. To have like Jeremy Irons come back and do Scar.
Hmm.
He was just one of a laundry list of actors that they brought back, original voice actors for these things that have happened over decades and decades. People were worried that they were going to use like Robin Williams AI. They actually used like an old thing that he recorded for Aladdin that didn't get used in the original stuff. They used something from Robin Williams as Genie. Just some interesting shit like that they did. And I think it had a good reception, but it unfortunately just reminded people how easy it is to make fans happy and how poor of a job they've been doing of it lately.